Ever wondered why rum and maritime adventures are so intrinsically intertwined? Well, let's dive into the salty depths of history, where our story begins with the earliest known instances of seafaring. The vast, unexplored oceans offered a call to adventure that was impossible for our ancestors to resist. As they sailed into the unknown, they had to find ways to make their long, arduous journeys more bearable. This is where spirits, particularly rum, come into play. Rum's story begins in the Caribbean around the 17th century. Sugar plantations were sprouting up across the islands, and with them came a byproduct that would change maritime history forever: molasses. It didn't take long for plantation owners to realize that this sticky, sweet substance could be fermented into a strong, often harsh spirit. This was the birth of rum, a drink that quickly became as vibrant and diverse as the islands from which it hailed. But how exactly did rum find its way onto the decks of seafaring vessels? The answer lies with the British Navy. Around the late 17th century, the Navy began to replace the sailors' daily ration of beer with rum. It was more practical. Rum didn't spoil over long voyages, and it provided a morale boost for the crew. It's said that a sailor's day wasn't complete without his tot of rum. Rum, then, became more than just a drink. It was a companion for the lonely sailor, a comfort during stormy nights, a celebration of victories at sea. It was a part of the sailor's daily rhythm, as steady as the ship's bell marking the passing hours. The adoption of rum by the British Navy had a ripple effect. It spread across the maritime world, finding its way into the ships of other nations, into the hands of pirates, and into the lore of the sea. And so, rum became the spirit of the sea, fueling tales of maritime mischief that continue to fascinate us today. Now let's sail into the golden age of piracy, where rum was more than just a drink. As we journey into the 18th century, we find ourselves in the midst of the golden age of piracy. This was a time when the sea was ruled by charismatic rogues and ruthless renegades, and rum was their faithful companion. Men like Blackbeard and Calico Jack became legends not just for their daring deeds, but also for their love of this fiery spirit. Edward Teach, better known as Blackbeard, was a figure who loomed large in this era. His fearsome reputation was matched only by his fondness for rum. It's said that he would often light fuses in his beard, creating a terrifying spectacle enhanced by the haze of rum fumes. Yet, Blackbeard was more than just an intimidating figure. He was a tactical genius, as evidenced by his infamous blockade of Charleston. With a fleet fueled by courage, cunning, and copious amounts of rum, he held the city to ransom, instilling fear in the hearts of the colonists. Then there was Calico Jack, a pirate famed for his flamboyant attire and adventurous spirit. His love for rum was well known, and he was often seen with a bottle in hand, toasting to the freedom of the sea. As the captain of the pirate ship Revenge, he led his crew into countless exploits, their spirits buoyed by the promise of riches and the warmth of rum. In the golden age of piracy, rum was more than just a beverage. It was a symbol of camaraderie, a source of courage, and a token of the pirates' defiance against the conventions of the time. It fueled their audacious exploits and their reckless abandon. It was a part of their daily ration, their rituals, and their revelries. The pirates of the Golden Age may have been outlaws, but they were also symbols of rebellion and freedom. They lived life on their own terms, with the wind in their sails and rum in their bellies. They were the masters of their fate, the captains of their souls, and the spirit of rum was their guiding star. Thus, in the golden age of piracy, rum was a symbol of rebellion and freedom on the high seas. But what happens when the spirit of the sea is banned on land? We find ourselves in the roaring 1920s, a time of jazz, flappers, and unfortunately, Prohibition in the United States. The government had clamped down on the legal sale, production, and transportation of alcohol, intending to curb the societal ills associated with it. But when has a ban ever stopped a true spirit lover? In the face of such adversity, enter the rum runners, the real-life swashbucklers of the 20th century. These maritime bootleggers risked everything, braving the choppy seas and the watchful eyes of the law to keep the rum flowing. Their vessels, often faster and more maneuverable than those of the Coast Guard, dashed across the waters, carrying contraband alcohol from the Caribbean, where it was still legal, to the thirsty shores of America. At the heart of these thrilling tales of rum running sits a man named Bill McCoy. A pioneer in the field, he was not a pirate nor a criminal, but a sea captain turned rum runner, driven by the simple principle of supply and demand. McCoy, a teetotaler himself, was known for never watering down his goods. His cargo of choice? Good pure Caribbean rum. The term "the real McCoy," as the story goes, was coined to refer to his high-quality, unadulterated spirits. McCoy's tale is but one of many. There were countless others, unsung heroes of the high seas, who kept the spirit alive during those dry years. They showcased ingenuity, bravery, and a dash of maritime mischief, all in the name of rum. Their stories are a testament to how rum continued to shape maritime history, even when the land turned its back on it. Prohibition may have dried up the land, but thanks to these daring rum runners, the spirit of the sea lived on. From its origins in the Caribbean to its legendary status in maritime culture, rum has left an indelible mark. The sweet, fiery spirit has been a constant companion to seafarers, a symbol of camaraderie and courage, a source of warmth on cold nights, and a solace in times of loneliness. Fast forward to the present day, and rum's legacy in maritime culture is still very much alive. The spirit of rum continues to be celebrated in modern naval traditions, often playing a starring role in festivities and ceremonies. Take the British Royal Navy, for instance. Up until the late 20th century, a daily rum ration was a time-honoured tradition, a custom that harked back to the days of wooden ships and iron men. Although the tradition has since been phased out, the memory of the rum ration lives on, immortalised in naval folklore. In the same vein, rum continues to inspire stories of seafaring adventures, from classic tales of pirates and privateers to modern narratives of daring ocean voyages. Rum often features as a central character. The spirit's rich, complex flavour seems to echo the many layers of these stories, each sip a reminder of the bravery, the audacity, and the resilience of those who have sailed the high seas. In the world of literature and film, rum has also left its mark. It's hard to imagine a pirate tale without a bottle of rum making an appearance, a testament to the spirit's enduring association with maritime culture. In many ways, rum has become a symbol of the sea itself, wild, untamed, and full of mystery. So next time you sip on a glass of rum, remember the swashbuckling spirits who braved the high seas and the fascinating tales they left in their wake. As you savor the warmth of the spirit, let it transport you to a world of high adventure and maritime mischief, a world where the sea is a siren's call and the horizon holds infinite possibilities.